10 things you need to do before your child leaves the house, and 9 of them are about you. Let's talk about this because I've taken some notes in this season that I'm in right now about what I've been doing to prepare myself for my son leaving the house. And so let me tell you, I have my notes here. The very first thing that I think you need to do is grieve the season before the season ends. Take some time to actually acknowledge what is happening here. My child is leaving to go off to college and become an adult and do their own thing. That can be heavy for some parents. And so you want to own this moment. Take every opportunity to live in the moment, feel all the feels, be happy, be sad, cry, take all the photos, spend all the time, love up on the kid. You need to do that now before the child leaves the house. Don't have the reality check after they're gone because it is going to be harder. Have it now while you still have them with you. You can still love up on them and you can still kind of have them as that support in a sense. So please do that now. Don't wait until the kids leave. The second thing is reintroduce yourself to yourself, okay? You are going to now have to think about who you are, what you enjoy, what you want to spend your time doing because you've been mothering for the past 18 years and a lot of your life has been centered around the kids. And now that they're leaving, there's some things that need to shift. Your day to day is not going to revolve around them. So, what are you going to do with that time? What are you going to do with yourself? What is going to be now your day to day routine? Because now you have time and space for you. The third thing is you are going to need to take some kind of audit of your daily routine, okay? What is it that is serving you? Is there something that is not serving you? What do you need to adjust? What do you need to add? Like you're going to have to take some time to do that because you've been mothering 24/7 for the past 18 years and your daily routine was very different. You may have gotten up, cooked breakfast, got the kids out the door. You went to work, you came home from work, you cooked dinner, you washed clothes, you did, time with the kids to do homework. And then that was a cycle, every day for a week. So now you're not going to be doing that. You're going to have time, space, and a shift in energies because it's going to be all about you. So take some time to think about what is your day-to-day life going to really look like now? What is going to be the ideal day for you? Okay. The fourth thing is you need to reconnect with your partner if you have one before the kids leave the house. You have been mothering for the past 18 years. And if you have a partner, oftentimes I hear that the relationship kind of takes the back seat to mothering because you're focused on making sure the kids are good, making sure the homework is done, breakfast, lunch, and dinner is cooked, that they are on track, that they're doing what they need to do, that they're doing all the things. And you want to think about this because as the kids leave the house, it is now going to be just you and your partner. So you need to make sure that you like this person and make sure that you have not ignored some things that have been in the background that you never addressed because you were doing all of the mothering. And now when this kid leaves, these things surface and you start having problems in your relationship and your marriage and things like that. So it's best to start addressing who we are, what we're going to be doing now that we have no kids around here. Like, do I really like you? Like, do I want to sit and have conversations with you? Do I want to sit and spend my time with you? Like, you need to be identifying that stuff now. Babe, what we going to do? Like, what we going to be thinking? What we going to be feeling? How we going to be living? How we going to be moving? Like, it's important to have those conversations and start putting some of that stuff into practice before the child leaves the house. Because when they leave and you have not acknowledged or addressed anything that may be lingering in the background, it's going to be like a bomb explodes, like legitly. So take some time to reconnect. And if you are single and you are, parenting solo, then now take the time to think about what your ideal life is going to look like in this next phase because you have time, space, and a shift in energy to curate the life that you actually want to have now that your child is out the house. Okay. So the fifth thing was evaluate your friendships. Now, a lot of times we have friendships that were built on like proximity of the kids, right? Our kids play sports together, so me and her met and we became super cool, and this is my home girl, blah blah blah. But what is the real depth of that friendship? Does the friendship still fit? Do we still work together? I think we need to understand that before the kids leave the house, because now that they're going away, I'm going to need community that looks and feels probably a little bit differently, because if I have a bunch of friends that still have young kids or still have that energy, and that friendship may not support me in the same way that I, or in the way that I may need support now that my child is leaving the house. So you have to think about which ones fit. And this is a perfect opportunity to, like I said, create real community that's going to be centered around what you're really going to need in this phase. And that may be that now my homegirls, I got a circle of ladies that don't have kids, right? Or maybe I have not, or their kids are grown, and now we have, now the relationships flow and fit a little bit better, because we are kind of, we all have something in common. We all like, you just have to reevaluate and think about what you're really going to need in your life, and the friendships that you're going to need, and the support you're going to need once your child leaves home. So the sixth thing was, you got to create a vision for your next chapter. And I talk about this in previous videos. What is going to be next for you? What are you going to do? Who are you going to become? Who are you going to serve? How are you going to spend your time? What does the ideal days look like? You got to know that, because if you do not, you're going to be just, I don't know, floating in limbo and just lingering and wasting time. And then when that happens, people start to get old. You start to get decrepit, stuff start breaking down, and you just don't live in joy, in my opinion, because you just don't have purpose. And even if you do, you may not be serving in that purpose. So it feels like you just getting old, you just wasting time, and you don't want that. So you have the opportunity now to start designing how you want this next phase to be, how this next phase of life is going to be. And you have the opportunity to truly curate that and start curating that before the child leaves the house. So you have to think about that and start planning it and making the vision plain for who you are becoming. Now, the seventh thing is, you have to review your money, okay? You got to check the money. You got to make sure things is in order, and that you are tracking what is about to be, right? Because I think about my son getting ready to go to college. So yeah, though you think, oh, your kids are graduating, and I'm about to have bags because I'm not gonna be paying for this, not gonna be paying. No, if you're going to college, if your kid is going to college, you got to pay for college. So hopefully you have some things in play. You have a 509, you have, gifts from family. You have, I'm sorry, 509, a 529 for your child. You have gifts from family. You have benefits. Maybe I'm a veteran. You have VA benefits for your kids. You have ways to support your children's goals financially. And then you also have funds to support your next phase of life. So if you are working, this is very important. I've talked about this before. You should be using your career funds to build whatever is going to be in your next phase, your next chapter. That is a tool. The check that you are getting from your career job, that is a tool to help you build and to do all the things you want to do on the side and for your future self. So at this point, I'm assuming that you have some of those things in order, but if you do not, you absolutely need to reevaluate the finances and understand what that financial picture looks like for you, and seek whatever financial help and assistance that you may need, because college costs. You got housing, you got food, you got money that they need to have in the pocket, you got sports, you got different not events, but what are those things, different agencies that the kid may need to be a part of, NIA, NCIAA, all of this stuff. And it all costs money. So you have to take the time to think about that. On top of the fact, you think about retiring. I want to retire early in 2031. So you have to think about all of these things that's going to come into play. You still have a mortgage probably, or rent, or whatever it is. So you got future goals, as well as you have your child's goals that they are off in college accomplishing and achieving. You have to understand what the financial picture looks like. So you got to do that before they leave the house. And honestly, if you have not done that at this point, you got to get hot. I want to say you behind the ball. It's not never too late, but you got to get hot because you need to understand what you're walking into when you send your child off to college if they are not on a full scholarship. And if they are, congrats, because that is amazing. And that is an option, of course. So the point is, understand the financial picture, okay? The other thing, number 8, was upgrade your environment. And so I've been thinking already about this because my son's room, where he currently is, I said when he leaves, I'm going to break that bed down. I'm taking all of that furniture out of there. I'm going to make that my creative space. And I'm so excited about that because it's going to give me the opportunity, one, to be involved, not be involved. I wanted to say be busy, but not be busy, but just be engaged in my own creative, in creating a creative space for myself. It'll give me something to do. It'll give me, just purpose around taking steps towards achieving my own goals. And so I feel like that is important. I've gotten new bed sheets, and I've gotten new duvets for my bed. I've started to upgrade that. I'm going to get new dishes because my son washed the dishes and he break all kind of dishes and glasses and shit. So like I'm thinking of all the things that I will now spend a little bit of money on to upgrade or replace or just create space that me and my husband now will enjoy, just us. And we're here in Germany, so we don't require much here, but still I want the space to feel really comfortable, really cozy, and now just all about us because we no longer will have my son living in the house. So you have to think about that. What do you want to change about your space, your home, your environment? Consider, like I said, repurposing spaces and just doing things for you that is going to, I don't know, make the energy in your space, in your home, inviting, welcoming, full of love, full of joy. It is time for the space to reflect the season that you are entering, and the season will not have your children living in the home with you. So it's time to upgrade your space, spend a little money, do a little bit of overhaul, and make the space your own for you. Okay. The ninth thing was decide who you are becoming. We already talked about this, but I think this is super, super important because it's bigger than just like hobbies and things that you want to do. I am so focused on who I am becoming in preparation for my early retirement and the business I want to run, and who I want to serve, and just the things that I want to do and accomplish in my second life. And I think it is so important, and I'm really passionate about it. So that is so, so important because, like I said, when you don't have purpose, you don't have a plan, you don't have a vision for your next chapter, when your kids leave, and especially when your life was centered around them, you become so lost. You really don't, you lose purpose, you lose joy, you start to devalue yourself, thinking, who am I now that my children are not here and I'm no longer mothering 24/7. I believe go into like some type of identity crisis, and to avoid all of that, start now thinking about who you want to be in this next chapter of life, who you want to serve, like I said, and just start building that. Start taking up space and start owning that for yourself because you deserve it. Job well done, mom, raising the kids. And now it is time for you to start doing something that is solely for you. So you have to think about that. And I don't care if that means that is now you're a creator, entrepreneur, you going back to school for something, whatever that may be for you. Take the time, take the space, own it, do it. You deserve it, okay? Empty nesting isn't an ending, it is an invitation for you. And I was trying to remember that point to say that it is an invitation for you. My son graduating and walking across that stage is my permission slip. I have said this before. That is a great milestone for him. Yes, pat on the back, mom, because I have done my job. I have shown up. I have been there. I have done all the things. And you are achieving and accomplishing, graduating your 4 years of high school. And that means that now you are going into a new season, and so am I. And that new season, I am becoming who I am going to be in 2031, and I'm now knowing who I'm going to serve, and it just feels good. So it is so important. It's an invitation for you to become. All right. The 10th and final thing is spend the time with your kids before they leave. Spend all the time, have all the conversations, think about things that you may not have ever talked about. It's time now to start digging deep with everything. What haven't I taught you? What haven't I told you? What haven't I said? Let's go spend some time. Let's go on a bike ride. Let's go on a run. Let's go on a walk. Let's go and hang out. Let me do all the things. Every moment I'm capturing the pictures. I'm doing all the things because this moment is so important, so special. And I will not get this moment again. I will not get June 2nd watching you walk across the stage. I will not get the moments before that. I will not get my family flying in. I will not get any of this again. So it is so important for me to spend the time. And I had a note to say no lectures and things like that. But in all actuality, that's important. It is important to pour all that you can into them before they leave. And you don't have to make it seem like a lecture, but you need to instill all of the knowledge, impart all of the knowledge if you can, have all of the conversations, the easy ones, the hard ones, all the things that you may be thinking about as your child gets ready to leave your home. Man, I need to pull it and start. I just need to tell you, I need to talk about it. I need to make sure you know. I need to love upon you. I need to hold you. I need to hug you. I need to kiss you. I need to tell you how much I'm proud of you. All of the things. Spend the time and do not take any moment for granted. Ask all of the questions. Talk about the things that they are excited about. Talk about what they're looking forward to. Talk about their vision for their day to day. Like, have all of the conversations because it is so important. And the most important thing of all is reassure them that you always will have their back. You will always be there. They can always count on you. You're going to always show up, and that you love them so much and you are so proud of what they are achieving, and you're so proud of who you know they are going to become. So I hope this was helpful. If it is, drop me a comment and let me know which one of these 10 things stood out to you. And yeah, go and enjoy this moment of preparing to become an empty nester. And like I said, I hope this helped. If it did, don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. And I love you guys. Bye.